I'm going to be myself in this video so you can see exactly what you're getting if you decide to work with me. Not everybody's going to like me. Not everybody's going to agree with what I have to say. And I'm okay with that. The biggest problem I have when deciding to work with somebody is I don't know who I'm getting. I don't know what they believe in. I don't know what their thought process is, especially when it comes to something relating to my business. So I was born and raised in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Go Pack Go, but I am not a big fan of the cheeseheads. I don't know anyone here that is, actually. It just doesn't exist. I don't know anyone that is, and I don't know who those people are. Nobody I know. I grew up in a very entrepreneurial family. And that was the thought process that I lived with and grew up with and saw every single day. I understood what it was to be a business owner. My father started me working when I was about 11 years old, 40 hours a week during the summer, every summer. Didn't have a lot of time to enjoy time with friends, and we made the best of it after work. But I certainly didn't do the same thing that my friends did. So after graduating high school, I decided to move down to Arizona. I went down to Arizona State, and throughout the process there, I started working in the restaurant industry because I didn't like eating ramen noodles all the time. And kind of started off at the bottom, and it was kind of a sports chain franchise sort of place. And I worked my way all the way up to the tippy top of the establishment in Phoenix. It's a James Beard award-winning chef, and I'm kind of proud about this. This is how I got the job, actually. This is back in the mid-90s, and there wasn't a lot of, the technology for editing photos and stuff. It wasn't there. I was using like paint or something ridiculous. And I shrunk down a wine label, and I put my information on there, and I sent it off to the best restaurants in the city. I just went way over the top of what I would have normally expect to be able to accomplish. And I got one of the jobs. That was fantastic. A couple of years later, actually, after working in the same industry, we were working on a benefit, and I was in the office of one of these other restaurants, and the owner still had my bottle on his desk. And I said, well, that's pretty interesting. He said, yeah, this guy said, I told him, well, why didn't you hire me? I'm the guy. 2 years later, it's still on the guy's desk. I was proud of that. Very much so. After working in the restaurant industry for many years, I actually decided to move back to Green Bay to open up a restaurant with a couple of friends of mine. And that's where I met my wife, and we started having children, and it just was too much. The restaurant industry, that's a tough business. And I sold my shares of that and moved back down to Arizona. We started a service industry business, working with homeowners and business owners. I was in a terrible car accident, and I just nailed my wrist, and I have scars here. It was just terrible. But one of my clients at the time owned a business. It was an e-commerce business. And this is back before Google was really big. This was when Yahoo was actually the biggest player. What we ended up doing is I ended up consulting for this person, and I did that for about a year, and I just decided, hey, I can do this a lot better than they can. I was getting ready to offer to purchase them out. He knew that, and I don't know where exactly the thought process was, but he ended up firing me. So I spent my Christmas break working on the same project, the same sort of business, and I just built it up. Microsoft Publish, was that the name of this program? Oh, so long ago. Anyway, built a website and built an e-commerce platform. So I started selling Glock accessories for the Glock handgun. And what we did is we started off in the spare bedroom, and it moved to the basement, and then it moved to there are some basements in Arizona, actually, not many, but there was one. And then we moved to the garage. I started hiring some people, and then we moved to a little, strip mall sort of a place where, it's loading dock in the back. So I ended up moving my company back to Wisconsin, and it kept on growing and growing. And this is, I don't need to necessarily get into all the specifics, but basically we were selling millions of dollars a month in firearms and firearm accessories. And one of the things that had happened is Google sprinkled some magic love on our business and basically doubled, tripled the sales in a very short period of time. But it was sustained over a couple of months. And one of the business lessons that if if you experience a lot of growth very quickly, what you need to do is you need to curtail that growth. You need to contain it and do it and grow intelligently. I didn't do that. And what it ended up happening is that we ended up growing to the part where the infrastructure that I had built up was basically artificially supporting our sales. And when the Google magic pixie dust went away, our sales basically started to erode, but we didn't have the support, so our margins were shrinking. And when it comes to a couple of $1 million a month, it doesn't take but a couple of points to actually throw things completely out of whack. And that's what happens. It didn't help that I was going through a terrible divorce at the time, maybe didn't have my eye and everything, but nonetheless, $20-30 million business just gone, up in smoke. And it's a really scary thing to think about that. But honestly, it put me on my heels for a long time. And I really just didn't appreciate what I had gone through. It became a learning experience and one that's transformed me. So what I decided to do is help small business owners, because it's just a lot easier than national search engine optimization. Local search engine optimization is just, it's relatively easy. And there's so many different techniques and tools and tips that I've learned throughout the years that allow me to do that very easily. Now, one of the things that working with companies, and doing this, that frustrates me more than anything else is that, it's the people that think, well, hey, I've got this whole marketing thing handled, I've got this whole online thing handled, so I don't need to actually do anything anymore. Well, it's your business. You're not paying me $100,000 a year to be your, vice president of marketing. You're not paying our company exorbitant sums in order to actually basically take over all of the direction of what you're doing. You have to participate. So my ideal client is somebody that actually wants to save some time, save some money, but more than anything else, really just work with somebody that can help take them to the next level. This is about hiring an expert, and this is about being effective more than anything else. It's really just about creating a system that allows you to not overthink everything and just make it work. I am not the expert in what you do. I'm the expert in what I do. I always liken it to this. It's like cooking a steak, right? If you have bad meat, it's not going to taste good. My job is to sprinkle the salt and the seasoning on there, shine a light on it, or to magnify it, but it's not to cook the steak. It's not to procure the steak. It's not to really do the business end of things. It's pretty much to shine a light on things and to make it flavorful and add a little salt to it. Help you bring in business and help you come up with systems in order to make that work. That's what I do, and that's really where my passion lies. My goal for this business is to actually grow this up so that I can help more people out. Bottom line is that I'm all about helping people, whether it's helping clients or helping people that I work with. I am all about helping people. I'm an optimist at heart. I want the world to be a better place. I want people to be better. So if you want a no bullshit approach to how this can work for you, I'll give it to you in a nutshell. First, you have to actually believe that the internet is a tool that can help your business. There are tons of people out there that don't believe that think that everything runs on word of mouth. I am not interested in working with a company that believes that. You actually have to believe and desire for that to happen for you. Number two, do you want to grow your business, or at least be satisfied with the stability of your business? Because that's also another component of making this work for you, is you actually want to have to grow your business. And if you believe that, then having a conversation with me, having a conversation with us, is something that I promise can add value to what you're doing. Now, we can add value to bringing in additional sales, bringing in additional eyeballs, people walking in your store, adding some reputation to what you're doing, reputation management, search engine optimization. We make a couple of small websites here and there. But at the end of the day, we come up with systems that allow you to really just push your products out to the world, push your services out to the world, and have more people see it. That's what I'm looking to accomplish, is creating systems and to help you achieve that goal. So if that's what you're looking for, I promise that this is something that I can do and do very well for you.